like how do you really make your mark in this profession is by being very, very clear about your goals and objectives, and that necessarily doesn't come to anyone right away. For me, one big principle which I adhere to or abided by was the idea of truth to materials in architecture. And so you want your buildings to reflect how it's built, its bones, all of that becomes evident to the users. And so with that, some degree of transparency comes in, not necessarily just physical transparency, but the transparency about all the infrastructure that's gone in, how the process is, how something would have been put together. I find that still to be relevant to some extent in our context in India, where we have a lot of craft that we rely on, handmade things that we rely on when we are putting our buildings together, our spaces together. Yet there's also rapid growth and even transformation on, you would say, industrial processes, mechanical processes, and now even digital processes have come in. And so what is really the role of those materials that as an architect you want to express, where there's meaning behind how they're put together, that is completely getting changed and transformed. And so a lot of it is now about an image that one is trying to achieve, and so the struggle is still there, like constantly, like you don't want to be driven by image, you want to be driven by principles that go in the process of design and spatial thinking, and yet to achieve an output or a product which is relevant to today's day and age, the zeitgeist, as it's said. That's the spirit of the age. That's the constant debate, that what is it that you're trying to achieve now. A lot of challenges with Indian cities, and I right now don't necessarily want to talk so much about sustainability, but just the fact that the thought of where your material is coming from and what happens for its construction waste and disposal, that is definitely a challenge in our context, because of the volume of work that is now happening, and we don't necessarily have systems in place to balance where we're getting things from and how they're getting disposed of. Simpler truth towards sustainability is to not build. And then that's where nature will get an opportunity to heal. But that being said, of course, we are human beings and we need habitation, and we build our shelters. And sometimes those shelters are now growing much bigger than our needs and wants, immediate needs and wants, and it's fulfilling desires. And then the idea of sustainability ends up just being a lip service, where you may put in some solar panels to generate energy, or you find ways to, I don't know, grey water recycling. But the challenge is always about scale. Very few people are occupying very large spaces, and so the scale is not there to warrant a lot of green technologies that we have that one can benefit from. So there's definitely a gap or divide between. We have clients who are desirous of building sustainably, but it's not just building, you have to also live sustainably, and that comes with a lot of lifestyle shifts, where some things which are of comfort and now taken for granted may not necessarily be sustainable. A piece of advice that I would give is you really need to put in the work. Success and fame and things that are good things to pursue, but they don't come easy. You have to put in the years and hours and get a good education, get good work experience, so that you can understand what you're really doing and not follow trends that are going on, or like how do you really make your mark in this profession is by being very, very clear about your goals and objectives, and that necessarily doesn't come to anyone right away. It is about knowing. You may decide that after I don't know, 10 years of working and having getting an education that, oh, this is not something that you want, so then find courage to actually change course if required. But patience and perseverance is important.